And a congressional candidate is speaking out over the importance of saving Americans money. One America's Nathaniel Manner has our report.
As the debt clock nears $32 trillion, Democrats and Republicans seem unable to find common ground to save Americans money. But one congressional candidate is proposing a solution to stop reckless government tax and spend policies. Here to talk more about this is congressional candidate Stan Caplan, running in the 51st District of California, which includes San Diego. Stan, it's great to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so you're still on the campaign trail. The primary hasn't even happened yet, and we're still a year away from the general election, yet you've already authored your first bill. So can you tell our audience about your proposal and the effect it could have on people's earnings?
Of course. First, let me remind the viewers that I was the Republican congressional candidate in District 51 in the last midterm election. I ran against Democrat incumbent Sarah Jacobs. As I learned more and more about politics, it became clear to me that both the Republican and the Democrat Party have a lot in common. They're used as vessels to raise money, and what they do with that money is tend to maintain the status quo. And so what I want to do is reach out to individuals that need the help. So this time I'll be running as an independent, and I'm already going to work because not a lot of laws get passed out of Congress today. And I've already authored my first one called the Personal Income Tax Relief Act. And what that will do, it's intended to help all Americans, but specifically those who are having a difficult time making ends meet, those that are in the middle and lower income tax brackets.
All right, and you've also said that no one else has proposed this kind of legislation, especially given how your opponent, Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs, isn't focused at all on saving the American people money. And speaking of your opponent, her website is mostly filled with press statements and resolutions, but not a whole lot of legislation. So if you're elected to Congress, what other bills would you propose to help out the American people?
Yes, talk is cheap, and my opponent has been in Congress over 3 years now. And my research shows me that the only bill that she has authored and had passed is to rename a post office. Now, that doesn't help people in the district that are having a difficult time going to the grocery store and buying the food that they need for their family and filling up their gas tank. Rents and all the other necessities are going up close to 20% today, and it's difficult for people to make ends meet. In addition to that, my second act, which I would like to introduce on day one in Congress, is something that's called a College Accountability Act. You know, there is this talk from the current administration about relieving and canceling student loans. You know, this is not fair to people that paid their college tuition and people that don't even go to college. That's totally unfair. But here's what we should do. When an institution such as a college or a university takes tens of thousands of dollars from someone, they owe it to that person to not only educate them, but to help them with their career opportunities. And what my law is going to state is that if in fact they are not helpful and provide the proper resources to place these people in relevant occupations after graduation, then they're going to be subject to a scale of refunding tuition. And that will give them some more incentive to really make the college education worthwhile.
All right, so lastly, if people are interested in supporting you, where can they go to help donate to your campaign?
Well, thank you for asking. I do have a website. It's full of information. It lists all of my platform points, which are very hard-hitting. They are things that other politicians fail to say today. They're not politically correct, but they're action items and they're solutions. They can please go to caplanforcongress.com, caplanforcongress.com, and see how I am different than any other politician they're going to hear from.
All right, we just heard from Stan Caplan, a congressional candidate for California's 51st Congressional District. Stan, as always, it's great to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.